Behind me is a picture of my mother, Mary Wollstonecraft, and this is the story of her life. Mary Wollstonecraft was born in the location of Spitalfields, London, on the 27th of April in 1759. There, her mother, Elizabeth Dixon, and her father, Edward John, had 6 children, with Mary being the second eldest. The other 5 were Edward, James, Charles, Eliza, and Everina. Out of the 6 of them, only Edward, or Ned as everyone called him, was able to attend and finish school. With him being the oldest and a boy, the father thought it would be best to put all of the investments into him and his education only. Mary's father was an abusive alcoholic who bullied his wife into a state of depression. He made many unwise investments with the fortune that he inherited. This led to the family moving 6 times by 1780. This was also the year that his wife passed away. And that was 2 years after Mary moved out at the age of 19. Soon after, her sister Eliza became married, and a noticeable change occurred in their relationship. Mary helped her sister escape the brutal man and kept her in hiding until a legal separation was able to take place. They became looked down on since women did not do such a thing during this period of time. But that did not discourage them. In fact, it only encouraged them to assist girls in every way possible, especially with their education. The 2 sisters and Mary's best friend, Fanny, opened up a school for girls in Newington Green. Unfortunately, finances became a big problem and the school was forced to be shut down. Fanny also passed away. The experience with the school inspired Mary to write Thoughts on the Education of Daughters in 1787. In this book, Mary argues that educating a woman is just as important as educating a man. It will also strengthen the relationship in marriages. A stable and healthy marriage is where both the husband and wife have equal knowledge. Mary also acknowledges that women are primarily at home with the children, so it is important for the woman to be educated. That way the children can be as well. Mary then became the governess in the family of Lord Kingsborough, meaning that she lived in Ireland. Soon realizing that this lifestyle was not for her, Mary moved to George Street, London, where she dedicated her life to making a career in literature. Joseph Johnson, the publisher of Radical Text, hired her as a translator and literary advisor in 1788. She then made many appearances in the Analytical Review once Joseph Johnson launched it. This assisted in helping her meet and be accepted amongst London's circle of intellectual and radical thinkers. She then later wrote Vindication of the Rights of Man in 1788. In 1792, she published her Vindication on the Rights of Woman. She fought against those who saw women as helpless and inferior beings. She has no problem in agreeing that women are portrayed as the one who stays home with the children, but that does not make it any less capable of other things. In the book, she says that society has bred gentle domestic brutes, educated in slavish dependence and enervated by luxury and sloth, believing that women became more foolish due to a lack of education and knowledge. Education will forever be the key to achievement and an understanding of self-respect. It will be a stepping stone in helping women see and make an impact on all. At the home of a friend, Mary met Captain Gilbert Imlay in Paris. He is an American timber merchant and author of The Western Territory of North America. They never did get married, but she became pregnant and gave birth to her first daughter, Fanny, in May of 1794, to whom she named after her best friend. She was incredibly happy. That is, until she left on a trip to Scandinavia. After the trip, Gilbert Imlay left her. With this loss, Mary became extremely depressed and attempted to kill herself. She planned on doing this by drowning herself at Putney Bridge. However, she did not succeed and went on with her life of literature. With this experience, Maria or the Wrongs of Woman was published. In it, Mary agreed with society in the sense that women had sexual desires, but she also pointed out that men did as well. For all of the blame to not be put on women would be great. For example, if chastity belts were necessary components for women, she believed that men should be obligated to wear them as well. This would contribute to control and rationing the number of kids for a household and later lead to better stability in the marriage. She returned to London and became part of a group of radical intellectuals. The goal for Mary was to bring feeling and thought into harmony. This is what she defines as reason. In bringing together feeling and thought for both men and women, Mary was also fighting against Rousseau's beliefs. He was a defender of personal rights, but did not believe that women should be guaranteed the same rights. He believed that only men were capable of reason, making them the only valid citizens. In 1796, she met William Godwin, a well-known writer who she met through Joseph Johnson. They fell in love and the couple agreed to marriage when they discovered she was pregnant. After an extremely difficult pregnancy, Mary Shelley was finally born on March of 1797. Unfortunately, this also led to Mary Wollstonecraft's death 6 months later on September 10th, 1797. Mary Shelley also pursued life as a writer and became the author of Frankenstein and wife of poet Pierre Shelley. And I am her daughter, Mary Shelley.